Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But first, a brief message from distraction.gov. Don't text while driving.
Distracted driving. It's not just a bad idea, it's deadly.
This week, March 26th to April 1st, or Future Planes of the Future. On Friday morning, March 26th, the White House press corps got an unusual addition to the usual 2-minute warning.
This is a 2-minute warning for the briefing that will include a statement from the president at the top. Again, 2-minute warning. Yes.
All right, so they're ready.
See this old picture of Gibbs right here?
You really have to do that.
Even more than embarrassed Press Secretary Robert Gibbs, the president was there to announce the completion of the New START Treaty, accompanied by the Secretaries of State and Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
With this agreement, the United States and Russia, the two largest nuclear powers in the world, also send a clear signal that we intend to lead by upholding our own commitments under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. We strengthen our global efforts to stop the spread of these weapons and to ensure that other nations meet their own responsibilities.
On Saturday, March 27th, the president left Washington for Afghanistan, taking time to meet with President Karzai.
After welcoming President Barack Obama to Afghanistan,
And thank our troops for the sacrifices they make to serve our country.
Thank you, guys.
On Sunday, March 28th, the president addressed a group of our men and women in uniform at Bagram Airfield.
I know this was on a little bit of short notice. Say no worries.
The president went on to say,
I want you to understand there's no visit that I considered more important than this visit I'm making right now. Because I have no greater honor than serving as your commander-in-chief. And it is a privilege to look out and see the extraordinary efforts of America's sons and daughters here in Afghanistan. So my main job here today is to say thank you on behalf of the entire American people.
The president arrived back in Washington on Monday morning, March 29th, and spent a beautiful day inside. In the afternoon, he took some time to fill out his census form.
Age, 48 years old. Old man.
And speaking of old men, on Monday, Press Secretary Robert Gibbs turned 40.
Not 40, 39. Let the record reflect that.
Meanwhile, in the kitchen, preparations were underway for the White House Seder, held on Monday, the first night of Passover. Besides these matzo balls, kugel was also on the menu.
Yes, this is for the Google. Beautiful.
On Tuesday, March 30th, the president signed the Healthcare and Education Reconciliation Act at Nova Community College in Alexandria, Virginia, where he highlighted the educational aspects of the bill alongside longtime teacher Dr. Jill Biden.
Today we're finally making our student loan system work for students and our families. But we're also doing something more. From the moment I was sworn into office, I've spoken about the urgent need for us to lay a new foundation for our economy and for our future. And two pillars of that foundation are healthcare and education, and each has long suffered from problems that we chose to kick down the road.
Later that afternoon, the president met with President Sarkozy of France to discuss a host of issues of mutual concern to our nations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and the President of the French Republic.
I don't know. Here?
Today, President Sarkozy and I have reaffirmed the enduring ties between our countries. France is our oldest ally and one of our closest. We are two great republics, bound by common ideals that have stood together for more than 2 centuries, from Yorktown to Normandy to Afghanistan.
On Wednesday, the president left for a familiar destination, Andrews Air Force Base. But instead of loading up Air Force One, he inspected a retrofitted F-18 as part of an event highlighting energy security.
So this thing is flying on biomass. Some of the press may be wondering why we are announcing offshore drilling in a hangar at Andrews Air Force Base. Well, if there's any doubt about the leadership that our military is showing, you just need to look at this F-18 fighter and the light armored vehicle behind me. The Army and Marine Corps have been testing this vehicle on a mixture of biofuels. And this Navy fighter jet, appropriately called the Green Hornet, will be flown for the first time in just a few days on Earth Day.
And in the afternoon, the First Lady was joined by a group of children from local elementary schools to help with the spring planting in her vegetable garden.
So there's nothing like watching tiny seeds grow into something amazing. But the thing is, and I don't know if you guys have been watching, but the garden was about more than just planting healthy food, right? Because we were able to feed not just the staff at the White House, but we provided food to people at homeless shelters. So we used that food to feed a lot of people. But we also began a conversation about getting kids and parents and teachers all across the country thinking about living healthy.
This week, the White House debuted an online tool at whitehouse.gov, where taxpayers can learn about deductions that can save them money. The Vice President took some time out to promote this tool.
Every business knows how to make sure they get the tax rate. We want to make sure average people know. And look, the average return is a little over $3,000 so far. That's up $250. It matters to people who are struggling.
On Thursday, April 1st, the President left Washington, D.C. for Portland, Maine.
All right, it is good to be back in Maine.
But he wasn't done yet. The President went on to explain a benefit of health insurance reform that will take place right away for small businesses across America.
Starting this year, millions of small business owners are going to be eligible for a tax credit that will help them cover the costs of insurance for their employees. And let me talk about what this means for a small business owner like Bill Milliken. Is that it? Bill, stand up. That's Bill right there.
To find out more information on any of the topics discussed, or to see complete videos of these events, go to whitehouse.gov. And thanks again for checking out your West Wing Week.
Arun, why are you filming me now?